Okay, it is to Dresden. Back to Newbury. Shot. Saved by the Toros. Who gets it up to Gbot. To Legal. Looking for a shot off the post and went wide. Went back to Dwisky for that rebound, but it was stolen by Vexel. Well, to be fair, this isn't even streamed, so. Shot is saved by Winner 16. Back to Dresden. Looking for a possible slot pass to Newbury Woods. Gets there, looks for the shot, but it was stolen by Dwipsky. Looking for that pass up to Legal. Gets there, looking for the pass back to Dwisky, but it was overturned by Boogie. Gets it up to Newbury Woods on a breakaway. Shot saved by the Toros. Looking for that pass. Gets it out to Gbot. Playing it up the field to Legal. Looking for that pass. Slot pass. Dwipsky's shot. And it is saved by Winner 16. Gets it to the wide open Newbury Bridge. No one to pass it to. Looking for a solo shot. And it is saved by the Toros. Looking for a pass out. Gets it to Dwipsky. But it is turned over back to the time by Boogie. But Dwipsky takes it back. Gets it to Legal. Looking for that slot pass to Dwipsky. Gets there. Shot saved by Winner 16. Looking for the pass up to Newbury Bridge. Does not get there. Turned over to Gbot, who quickly turns it back over to Dresden. Up to Newbury Bridge. Breakaway shot. And he scores his first of the night. It is 1-0 Clearwater Tide. With 48 seconds left to go on this first quarter. Will the Clearwater Tide still be the second undefeated team in JBLL? Or will the Toros finally put an end to it after not having the best of the start? But Boogie does looking for a slot pass, but just takes a shot on net, and Toros easily recovered that pass. Who gets it to Dwipsky. Takes a shot off the post and saved by Winner 16. Here, I'll do this because, you know. Looking for a shot, but it goes behind the net to the Toros. Looking for a pass, but quickly turns it over. Looking for another pass, but turns it back over to the Toros. Gets it to Dwipsky on a potential breakaway. Takes a pass instead of a shot to Legal, who was not expecting it. All the ties in the slot. Looking for a pass to Slimlin. Shot, and he scores with 1 second left to go of this first quarter, making it a tie game 1-1. It is still anybody's game. Both teams have taken 6 shots. These goalies are both having a phenomenal game. But now the face-off, and that will go nowhere as we go straight into the second quarter. And we will be skipping this intermission and going straight to the action. Coming in on the second quarter. Now the face-off, and the Toros do win this face-off. Who tries to get back to Gbot, but it went straight past him to their goalkeeper. Looking for the pass to Gbot, but turned over to Newbury Woods. Recovers it. Shot saved by the Toros. Looking for a pass out. Gets it to Legal. Taking his way up. Gets it. Turns it over to Vexel. Gets it to Newbury Woods. Looking for a self-pass, but turns it back over to Gbot. Looking for the pass up to Dwisky. Gets it on a breakaway. Shots saved by Winner. Looking for Newbury Woods. Gets there. Wide open Vexel. Looking for a breakaway shot. Saved by the Toros. This is a goalie show tonight. Both are getting the same amount of shots. And both are getting the same amount of saves. Looking for the pass. Gets it to Vexel. Looks for Newbury Woods, but turns it over to Legal. Gets it to Slimlin. Looking for a shot, but turns it back over. Back to Slimlin. Looking for another shot, but turns it back over. Gets it to Dwipsky. Shot off the post. Rebounded by Boogie. Stolen by Legal. Looking for the pass. Tries to get the slot, turns it back over. Toro's shot saved by winner 16. To Dresden. Up to Newburyblitz. Takes a shot and he scores his second of the night. 2-1. Clearwater tied. It is still anybody's game. This is a low-scoring game for both sides of the team. Both keepers are definitely putting up an amazing performance. But now we have the face-off, and Clearwater Tide does win this face-off. Gets it back to Boogie. Looking for Newburyblitz. Does not get there. Turns over to G-Bot. 3-on-1. This could be bad for Clearwater. To Legal. Looking for the shot, and he gets it off the post for his first of the night. We are back tied with 1 minute left to go. 2-2. 9 shots to 9. 1:18 left to go of this half. And both goalies are still having an even phenomenal game. Both have 7 saves on the night, with both sailing a .778 save percentage. But Tide does win this faceoff, gets it to Boogie, looking for that pass but couldn't get there. Turns it back over to Newbury, looking for Vexel, gets there, looking for a maybe shot, saved by the Toros. Looking for a pass out to Slimlin, gets there. Looking for a short pass, but turns it over to Newby with shot, and he scores his hat trick of the game. 3-2, Clearwater Tide. It is still anybody's game. But Clearwater Tide does win this face-off. Looking for the pass up to Dresden. Gets there. Short pass to Vexel. Gets there. Stolen by the Toros. To Dripsky. Nobody with him. All alone. Looking for a pass. Vexel wide open breakaway shot. And it is saved by the Toros. Looking up to Legal. Looking for the pass to Dripsky. Again, nobody with him. Gives it back to Legal. Looking for Slimlin. Could not get there. Turned it over to Vexel. Looking for Dresden. Gets there. To Newburyblitz. 5 seconds left to go. Looking for the last goal. P1 goal. And that is a save for the Toros. Keeping it 3-2 Clearwater. And they are asking for no skip. This is still up in the air for what you could say. Clearwater is the second team besides Montreal who is undefeated so far this season. This is the closest game of the season as well. Both goalies are having a phenomenal showing, with winner 16 just having more of a save percentage than Moai, I believe. But we will be starting the third quarter, I'm sorry. But now the face-off, and Clearwater Tide does win his face-off. Looking for a pass to Dresden. Gets there. Looking for a pass in slot to Vexel. Gets there. Looking for a potential shot. Taking his time to Dresden. Shot! And it is saved by the Toros. Gets it to Legal. Making its way up the field to Slimlin. Shot! Saved by winner 16. Gets it up to Newburyblitz. Gets it to Dresden. Stolen away by Legal. To Dripsky. Back to Legal. Looking for Dripsky again, but turns it over to Vexel. Gives it to Dresden, but turns it back over right to looking for Dripsky, but just turns it over 3-on-1. Wide open Newburyblitz takes a shot, and he scores 4-2 Clearwater. With 2 minutes left to go of this second half. No, 2 minutes left to go this third quarter. Duelist got to try to find a way back into it. They are looking at 5 shots less than Clearwater is. But it is still a pretty even matchup. But the Tourists do win this faceoff. Gets it back to Gbot. Looking for the pass off to Legal. Gets there. Looking for a slot pass. Just turns it over to Vexel. Gets it back to Slimlin. Looking for a shot. Saved by Winner 16 on a slow shot. Gets it up to Newbie Blades. To Dreads. Shot. And it is saved by the Tourists once again. To Legal. Looking for a pass, but quickly turns it over to Newbie Blades. Looking for Vexel. Gets there. Dresden wide open in slot. Shot saved by the Toros. But quickly turns it over to Newbie Bridge. Back to Dresden. Stolen away by Dripsky. Looking for the pass to Slimlin. Gets there. To Vexel. Back to Newbie Bridge. Shot off the post and in. His 5th of the night. 5-2 Clearwater. Something has to change for these Toros. They were keeping it together all game. And then Clearwater comes in with 3 unanswered goals, breaking off that tie. And the Toros do win this faceoff, who gets it back to Gbot. Looking upward, looking for his pass. Looks for Dripsky, but turns it over to Vexel. Turns it back over to Dripsky, looking for Legal. Gets it. Shot. Saved by, blocked by Boogie. Turns it back over, but gets it to Boogie. Looking for Newbie Blitz. Gets there. Self passes it. Turns it over to Gbot. Looking for Legal. Gets there. To Dripsky. Shot. Saved by Winner 16. Looking for Dresden. Does not get there. Potential 2-on-1. To Dripsky. Off the body of Vexel. But quickly turns it over back to Slimlin. To Legal. Looking for the pass. Tries to get it to 1 or 2 of them, but turns it over back to Newbie Blitz. Looking for the self pass. Gets it off. Shot and scored by Newbie Blitz. Clearwater has been insane in this quarter, with Winner 16 also putting up above a .800 save percentage. Because it's not common that you see that much happen in lacrosse. But it is still. Tours can still come back. They do have a whole 4th quarter looking for that final chance and just could not get there. And we will be skipping and we will be going straight to the action. 3 minutes left to go. Looking for any life in this Toros team. They do win the faceoff, who gets it back to Gbot. Gets it to Legal. Looking for a shot off the post. Rebounded by Slimwin. It was like one of the players on time disconnected. Not calling a timeout. 4-on-3. Top Blazers takes the field. Turns it over the Top Blazers. Looks up the pass to Newbie with shot off the post and rebounded by Gbot. Looking for the pass. Turns it over straight again to Dresden. Looking for a shot. Saved by the Toros. Gets it to Legal. Looking for a potential pass. Tries to get to Dwipsky. Does make it there. Looking for a shot. Saved by Winner. Tries to get to Newbie Bridge. Does get there. No one else with him though. Looking for Dresden, but this turns it over. Hitting it down for Dwipsky. Winner tried to come out, but went back in. Tries to get to Legal. gets there. Looking for a shot saved by Winner 16. He is having a magnificent goalie game today. Turn Newbridge back to Vexel, but turns it over to Legal. Bounces it off of Vexel for the second time this game. To the breakaway Dwipski, but Winner comes out of his net. Gets it to Dredzen, who turns it over to Legal. Tours is just trying anything to come back in this game. Legal still gets it off the body of Dredzen. To Vexel, looking for newbie wins. Gets it to him, stolen away by Gbot. 1 minute left to go. Tours are still down by 4. They need 4 unanswered goals in the span of under a minute. Turns it right back over to Boogie, looking for the pass. Gets it to newbie wins. Back to Vexel, shot saved by the Twirlers. Gets it up to Sliblin, looking for the pass, blocked by Newbury, looking for another pass, stolen by Newbury. To Vexel, looking for the shot, saved by the Twirlers. 30 seconds left to go. Turns it over to Dredzen. Tries to get to Newbridge, but went straight to the Twirlers goalkeeper. To Legal, 18 seconds left to go. Looking for that pass, but couldn't get there. Back to Newbury on a breakaway shot off the post. He just missed the easiest shot he will ever take. To Malai. And that would be the final 5 seconds. Dwipski possible scoring chance. But that will be it. 6-2. What a game. And this is probably the first game where Dwipski has not scored a goal. Let's make sure we put stats in. But that is it. It is 6-2, Clearwater tied.